booties for black girl nerds.
Hi guys, thank you for your time today. I
Hey,
appreciate it.
Deandra, how you doing?
Hello.
Very good, thank you. I had so much fun with this. I went in thinking, rom-com, slapstick, et cetera, et cetera. It's romantic and it has comedic moments, but it's not that exactly. So, Zoe, I will begin with you. I thought a lot about undeserving gifts that I've received over the years. Maybe they were for someone else or whatever. How did you react when you've received an undeserving gift, and what advice from that would you have offered to Rachel in her undeserving, well, not undeserving, her gift receiving?
What do you mean
How
under
do you take your gift
deserving? Or do you
receiving?
mean like I'm not sure I understand the question.
Like
Or
something that landed in your hands
that wasn't meant
that
for me?
wasn't really supposed to be there.
Well, I can give an example. I recently borrowed a bag and there was somebody's ID and credit card in it, and that was I did not that was not meant for me. So I then found that person on Instagram, and they were soon reunited with their credit card and ID. Yeah.
Hold on, Zoe.
Yeah.
So you hit somebody up on Instagram. Were they familiar with you and your work when you contacted them?
No, it was just my stylist. I had a bag and I opened it and there were a bunch of things and I was like, oh, stuff. And it was somebody, so I looked them up because I had their name, and then she was reunited. It's just a beautiful story. What can I say?
That's crazy.
She was probably like, Zoey Deutch.
Just find it. I'm like, wow, I would love that. If somebody found my credit card, they would send it back anyway. It'd just be practicing.
Well,
Kendrick, for you, I love seeing you continue to grow and take on all these interesting roles and just expand as a performer. What was the most interesting thing to you about Ethan when you agreed to play the part?
the most interesting thing, one, Ethan reminds me of my little brother, so I kind of based it off of my little brother. But the most interesting thing was his relationship with his daughter as a single father, and like how he navigates that while pursuing, romance and a relationship in very awkward circumstances, and finding love. And I loved investing, like the process of investing in that relationship, even though it ain't my child, right? I ain't got no children, but I I have like 24 nephews and nieces and a godson.
24?
Oh man,
I know,
yeah,
that's so
we
amazing.
just popped another one out.
Congratulations.
My family is fertile.
Fertile.
But I think of them often in any work that I do and anything that I do. They're my passion, a drive. I want to create a better world for them. So, sitting there with Leah and getting to connect with her and play tic-tac-toe and
Yeah.
all kinds of stuff was very special.
You guys had the best relationship. He was the best with her. I'm sure that's not shocking, but on and off the screen, you were just amazing with her. So
That's
Thank
awesome.
Thank
And
you.
lastly, Zoe, I think a lot of the mishaps happen because your two characters are just too nice to hurt someone's feelings. So how do you walk the line between standing your ground and being too nice? What could Rachel do better?
Well, both of them are they're people pleasers. And I don't know. I mean, I think she learns what to do. I think she learns to follow her heart and not her head, and to make the choice that's best for her ultimately. It might have seemed selfish to her in the moment, but that's the most selfless thing you can do is let someone go when it's not when it's not right. So, yeah.
Absolutely. Well, I loved it. You guys were really, really cute. I love the film. Thank you so much for your time and have a wonderful holiday.
Yay,
Absolutely,
happy
you
holidays.
too.
Thank you. Hi, Ray. Thank you for your time. I'm glad we're matching today.
Very important to match. It's a good start.
Exactly. Well, I appreciate your time and I really liked your performance in this. I was thinking rom-com, but once I got really diving into it, it's not that exactly. It's romantic and comedic elements, but there's a lot of, gamesmanship at play here. When you first read about your character, Gary, What did you think was Gary's best qualities and what was Gary's worst qualities?
I think that Gary's best qualities is he certainly rolls with the punches. You know, he's certainly a yes and guy. I really like that about him. You know, and I really saw a lot of just, you know, I think that he's really flawed and really feared and probably very hurt. You know, and I think that he's not necessarily a premeditated guy, which can cause a lot of pain. So I would say that's probably his negative quality.
What I found that to be very relatable. Sometimes I find myself in situations and I think, okay, this sounds like I don't know, but some catalyst happens to make me think, oh yeah, it's a good idea, even if it's not a good idea. When you find yourself in those situations at all, how do you cope with them? Like, what life lessons would you pass on to Gary for those kind of iffy situations?
You know, I don't know. I think sometimes if you give people your best advice, you end up getting not listened to. You know, I think I think
Exactly.
that a lot of the times, unfortunately, you know, to me, this movie is all about timing, you know, and kind of a comedy of errors. And I think that the older I get and the more relationships that I'm in, I realize that timing is everything. And I think that you can be with the right person at the wrong time. And I think that unfortunately, Gary, you know, and I think that our lovers are our best teachers, you know, and I think, you know, we fail all the time and hopefully that gets us to grow to be ready for the right one.
Mhm.
And I think that unfortunately, like you can't prevent people from suffering. So I would just tell Gary to feel it, to try to be better, and
Mhm.
to keep trucking, you know.
Mhm. So the film centers on a gift from Tiffany's. The
Mhm.
audience has to find out what these respective gifts are. What's the best gift you ever got during the holiday season that you didn't think you should have had?
Oh, an undeserved gift.
Mhm.
Oh, that's always tough. You know, it's tough. You know, I always remember the gifts that are more, you know, probably from my sister that are just like a heartfelt letter, you know, and just kind of like, I see you, I see what you're doing, you know, and that I'm proud of you and stuff like that, you know. So that means more to me than anything material, I suppose. But yeah, it's really, yeah.
See, we're gonna have to take some life lessons. This holiday season, Ray thinks we should send each other more personal letters because I mean, when's the last time you got a personal letter?
Handwritten letter. You know, actually, over COVID, I was like writing letters in cursive. I had just read Love in the Time of Cholera, and I
Mhm.
was exchanging love letters with this girl in Paris. It's like one of the most amazing experiences of my entire life. It was incredible. I'm a romantic, though, you know.
I see you making me feel romantic. Let me go write somebody a letter and find me a Christmas
Thing like
clue.
put the effort in, do cursive, do the whole thing. You know, it's worth it.
I love it. Well,
Yeah.
I thank you so much for your time. I appreciate. I really enjoyed you in this, and I hope you have a wonderful holiday season.
Thank you so much. Happy holidays to you too.
Take care.
Better shake your booties for black girl nerves. Better shake your booties for black girl nerves.